with Mulberry, it sort of came through great product and then building a reputation and a story with my customers where they saw Made in England, fashionable, and then we came across that collection of English hunting, shooting, fishing, which we sold worldwide, and that we became known for that. So I think before then we weren't a brand. So we had created a brand step by step by step, and then the moment came when we got something, an essence that gave us what we were. But then we disappeared from it again and didn't come back for 5 years. So that took me 9 years to build that brand and then know what I'd got. So in a sense, I don't think you can just have a brand. I think you've got to let it metamorphosize. Well, I think in anything you're doing, your objective is to advance on a scale. You know, if you're creating a collection, you're opening a hotel, you're opening a restaurant, you're there trying to gather your customers and find the way to reach the customers through press, social media, whatever it is. Still, the product has to come before the brand, so you could be called anything and nobody really know what it is until they've connected these things together. And then step by step you build on that to get there. So if you then come back to the beginning to say when to advance or when to retreat, you are advancing all the time. But let's just say you've got through the first couple of years and you're there. Now you need to know what's going on, what's your marketplace, is currency for you, against you, have you got your margins right, because all the business aspects are sitting there. But definitely in my life, I've learnt more recently, you sort of know, you anticipate when you should be retreating, but do you set yourself an absolute agenda? Because if you've got to retreat, the chances are you've got to retreat fast. It's not about slowly retreating and taking it easy and saying, well, yes, I'm going to get the best deal. And you've got to make it happen, and you've got to really put some things into purpose. And that's often confronting staff, making redundancies, taking horrible decisions. None of us want, we'll keep postponing. But I think in my last one of sadly closing our spelt mill, that was about saying we've lost our European business, supermarkets are not cutting back, but the margins are tougher, prices have gone up. Am I making any money? Not really, I'm breaking even. Do I want to carry on doing this for a few years, breaking even? Is the industry going to get better? No. So I took the decision to close it and retreat. And I did it absolutely meticulously. Whereas one or two before that, I've gone, well, maybe I can get a better deal, and not done it. So I just say, advance, but know when to retreat. I'd almost go back to my motor racing. The better I got at that, the more I realized I actually wasn't that good. And I'd be middle of the pack, and I'd occasionally get in the front six. But I did a partnership with a professional racing driver in a series around Europe in my car, and he looked at historic racing cars and he called them hysterics because he did a modern racer, and clearly he didn't have my passion. He got in my car and got blown away because you're open, single-seater, no seat belt, and he realized that this was a whole new area of risk that he hadn't experienced. So he then taught me. I remember walking Donington race circuit, and I'd never, you're supposed to walk the track in theory, but I'd never done it because it's miles and it's hot and you're wearing a Nomex racing suit. So he forced me to walk around the circuit midsummer, and he said, right, and I'm thinking, this is a 2-3 mile circuit. How am I going to remember what he's telling me? We walked and I said, on this rubber here, red and white rubber, Roger, in this car, our car, you can only touch it. You mustn't go over it because you'll get flicked. On this one, you can go over it and take a straight line. And it was dependent on the gradient. And here, you're down to second and away. And so we did all of that. And I was thinking afterwards, I'm never going to remember. I did remember it. And it was, we then, every circuit we did after that, we actually did a map. We wrote down everything and did it properly. And we won pretty much every race we did. And my time around the lap circuit was times faster. So that is one discipline in terms of really planning, checking, doing, and so on. Well, as a designer, you set out to innovate all the time. But equally, as a salesman, I'm looking at last season's sales and seeing that the HP1 handbag was the best and it had 4 million and the other one not so good. But that created the noise. So innovation is about saying, what am I going to present in whatever my environment is, but we'll come back to a fashion collection. What am I going to present that's going to catch the eye, make the newspapers, get into the magazines, hit television, versus what am I going to sell most of? So you've got to have that balance within any collection or with any offer of what you do. You've got to inspire your customer, but at the same time, I still want to buy that